Welcome to Elate, Explore Life at the Edges, my podcast. I'm Deb Blum. And this podcast is for all of you who are out there who know that be the change isn't just a cliche, it's really the way. It's really the way. I used to have a show called Inside Out Activism, and I believe that our inner work and becoming truly ourselves is the most radical form of activism to improve the planet for the future of humanity. This is for all of you who maybe are sick and tired of all of the polarization, trying to find your way in the world and knowing that you really want to prioritize your own healing, your own growth, your own transformation, your own authenticity, your own personal relationships, the way that you show up in the world. You want to be the change that you wish to see in the world, but you're also consumed by the divisiveness and picking sides and all of that stuff. And here, what we're doing is we're finding wholeness. Ram Dass says that we're all walking each other home to ourselves. And I truly, truly believe that. That's what we are doing here on this podcast. If you want more love and deeper connections, you want better relationships and the courage to fully be yourself in those relationships in your life, well, you're in the right place. This podcast, I anticipate, is going to be rich and filled with ideas. And sometimes you might feel like you're drinking from a fire hose. I've been told that that can be true for me. It will likely push your edges and challenge what you think, and maybe even unsettle you a little bit. But stick with me and you'll thank me later. Because Elate is about the joy, the uplift, the exhilaration that comes when we explore life at the edges of our comfort zone, our beliefs, and really of what's possible. It's about feeling fully alive and stretched and expanded in ways that make your heart, mind, and soul sing. It's about creating not just collective healing, but personal happiness, joy, and delight. And that is why I love the acronym Explore Life at the Edges for the word Elate, because it's not just about the dark and the difficult and the challenging, it's so much more than that. So, like I said, I'm Deb Blum, and I want to say that I'm a little bit less of a land the plane kind of a person and more of a let's explore the skies kind of a person. And so sometimes we do a little bit of wandering and wondering together. If there's one thing that defines me is this, I'm kind of allergic to taking sides. Maybe I'd call myself a wholeness warrior. When people argue one side of an issue, I literally feel it in my body that something's missing. It's like an ache inside of me, and I can't help but want to round it out to bring more perspectives into the conversation. It's really the same with people as well. When I'm with someone, I want to know their dark side, the parts that they don't show anyone, that they don't want other people to know about themselves. Because to me, that's depth, that's love. I long for wholeness, and acceptance is really my goal, acceptance of myself, of others, and of life itself. Here's the thing, it's not that I think I have all the answers. In fact, as I get older, the more certain I become that I have very little that I'm certain about. What I am certain about is that I am physically, viscerally uncomfortable when I'm in conversations that feel like they're one-sided. Because when someone speaks from only one perspective on an issue, any side, I know that my soul is having a craving, a hunger for the rest of the story, for what else might be true, for what else might be possible. And I think that that's what the world needs right now. Not more righteous certainty, not more sides, more wholeness. Now, when I say wholeness and divisive views, you might think I'm about to dive into politics. I'm not. I deeply care about the future of humanity, but I'm much more interested in the psychology and spirituality of how we relate to ourselves, to the people we love, to this wild, beautiful, painful world. So, this podcast is about our own humanity, our hearts and our minds, our nervous systems and shadow work, and a journey from wounding to wholeness, from our heads to our hearts. It's about our relationships, how we relate as parents and partners, friends, bosses, employees, even enemies. This podcast is also about our healing and our wholeness, unpacking what's been weighing us down, reclaiming parts of ourselves that we were told were not acceptable, and becoming more emotionally mature and spiritually whole. And it's about our edges, exploring life at the edges of our comfort zone, expanding into more of who we are, more truth, more connection, more love. We'll dive into things like aging, health, relationships, culture, spirituality, modern awakenings, always with curiosity over certainty. Because guess what? That's how we actually grow. There's a quote from Rumi: "Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all of the barriers within yourself that you have built against it." And I want to be doing more of that here, removing barriers, exploring new territories, going to places that we're not used to going, into our shadows, our inner child, our nervous systems, exploring the walls we've put up that keep us from connecting. Oh, and in case you're wondering, sometimes it'll be just me, but sometimes I plan to bring on some guests to explore life at the edges with them. Either way, what you'll hear is me exploring my own edge of showing up as fully me as I can possibly be in public, with all of my contradictions, my fears, my insecurities, and yes, even my too many ums, you knows, and likes. I want to try my best to not be hiding behind masks or armor, and instead revealing my soft underbelly alongside my sometimes tough exterior. Because if I can find the courage to do it, maybe I'll create space for you to bring more of yourself into your life. In season one, I'm releasing the entire foundation course of my Whole Soul Way program, completely free. I've decided that this work, this journey toward wholeness and better relationships, should not be behind a paywall. Everyone deserves access to it. In addition to season one, which you'll learn more about in the specific episodes that are about the Whole Soul Way and what's in the Whole Soul Way, some episodes will be more structured, maybe me reading one of my Substack articles or teaching something specific, but a lot of it will be just me being with you, thinking out loud, exploring, riffing. I might sometimes be talking about things that are a different perspective on how I look at the world, how I've made peace with some difficult things. And some of these things might actually feel a little bit triggering for you. I've even been told before that because I don't take specific political positions or because I'm not an outspoken ally to every marginalized group, I'm causing harm. But here's the truth: I want all of us to be loved and to feel included. But my work isn't to advocate for one specific group or to glom onto one issue. My work is to help all of us think differently, to open ourselves up, to soften our edges so we can explore them, to wander into where we may be wrong, where we might actually be bringing the exact energy that we're fighting against. And listen, if that's not you and you're more of a one issue, fight hard on one side kind of a person, I completely understand if that doesn't feel right for you to be here. No hard feelings at all. And at the same time, I would say if there's even a tiny part of you who's tired of the divisiveness, tired of performing certainty when you feel uncertain, tired of being disconnected from your own body, your own truth, your own heart, then I hope that this becomes a little sanctuary for you, a respite, a place away from the news and away from the divisiveness and away from all of the conflict where I'm speaking to your soul, not just your human. So, what I care deeply about is this: that the future of humanity depends on us taking radical responsibility and realizing that we are the creators of our lives. We've been trained to believe that we are victims of our circumstances, but we're not. We're not. So we can unpack the things that have been weighing us down. We can heal what's been causing us pain. And we can step into the emotionally mature, spiritually whole people that we were meant to be, that we were born to be. And I believe that wholeness is aliveness, wholeness is love. What I would say these days is that what guides me is my soul, the deeper part of us that wants to be known, expressed, and lived. It's the part that calls us to more understanding, more aliveness, more truth, more wholeness, more freedom to be who we are, and more capacity to connect more fully with others. So here's the deal. I'm going to do my best to walk you home to yourself. And that means that we've got to get on the trails. We've got to explore life at the edges. Are you ready? Because if you are, buckle up, lean in, and let's see what life at the edges can feel like. If you're in, stick with me. I do recommend starting with season one, walking through the Whole Soul Way program. I think everything will make a lot more sense if you do, but honestly, do whatever feels best for you. Listen to whatever calls out to you. And also, I'm kind of new to this podcasting thing, but my request is that if you're enjoying this, make sure you do share it with someone else who you think needs it. And also, please rate and review the podcast or like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Together, we can create ripples of transformation. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad I'm here. And I'm excited to do this together. Welcome to Elate. Now let's go explore life at the edges.